Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Lovely to see you all tonight. Please take a seat. Notice of meeting. Content of the meeting is given in accordance with Schedule 12, paragraph 10(2) of the Local Government Act 1972. Item 1, apologies for absence.
Apologies from Councillor Mr Coghlan and apologies from Councillor Mr Sumner.
Any more questions? Thank you. Item 2, declaration of interest and request for dispensation to declare any disclosable pecuniary interest or any other interest which members may have in the following agenda items and consider any dispensation request. Councillor Barry.
Could I just ask a very naive question? I've got a sort of a remit from people in my area about parking. How would I bring that up in this meeting?
In this meeting, it's not.
Sorry?
In this meeting,
Yeah.
it's not on the agenda.
Yeah.
You could have brought it to me in time to put it on this agenda.
Yeah, only got it today.
Ah, right, fair enough. So what you can do is you send it to me. Parking tends to be dealt with by Town Development and Improvement Committee. Their next meeting's on the 30th of March.
So what you're actually saying is there's no room on the agenda for that?
No, you cannot have...
any other business?
You're not allowed any other business and you're not allowed matters arising.
Not allowed much then. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Councillor Barney. Item 3, application of co-option. SPG, having found Town Council, the recent casual vacancies can be filled by co-option. So everybody receives the papers for a co-option. Can we go for it? Mr. Latchley, would you like to say anything in support of your application for co-option?
Okay, would I like to say anything?
Yes.
Well, I've done this before. The only thing that I will say is that when I fill out the forms to put them in, I don't declare what I do for charities and things like that. At the moment, I'm the main carer for my mum and dad in the shop on Church Street. A lot of people come into the shop with different problems, but they can't get any response. So the idea is to see the difference in the mail. Help move Whitby forward. It's so far behind, it's untrue. It's just different things that need looking into.
Well, you still want to go forward with your co-option, Mr. Latchley? Right. All in favour of Mr. Latchley?
No, we need a proposal second.
Councillor Smith? Councillor House? All in favour? Against? 1. Abstentions? 1, 2. You abstained? 2 abstentions. 1 against.
Right, Mr Latchley. Would you like to come and take a seat?
the last month for Whitby Town Council. Item 4, external reports. To receive reports on behalf of external bodies.
I've circulated the report from Norfolk Police. Unfortunately, they can't send anybody tonight. But if there's any questions, let me know tomorrow or day after, and I'll pass them on. Okay? Yeah, you proposing?
Yeah. All in favour?
Yeah.
4B, Council and Borough Councillors. Are there any councillors here to speak tonight from Borough?
There are no councillors here, but I've had apologies from Councillor Tucker. Councillor
Councillor.
Some months ago, we invited borough councillors to come to this meeting at 6:15 for a surgery, if you like. To my knowledge, they haven't been. Did they actually respond to that letter inviting them?
I believe that they hold their own surgery on the Tuesday night, and it clashed with that. But they are invited every month. I send the agenda out to all borough and county councillors. As they have only had the one apology.
Any other questions? No. Item 8, public participation session. The chairman will suspend standing orders for 15 minutes to allow members of the public to ask questions, make statements, or give evidence about business items on the agenda, limited to 3 minutes per person. Everybody would like to speak from the public? Any gentlemen? No? No, thank you. So, reinstate standing orders. Item 6, Mayor's report. Civic engagement compared to 2019.
Received.
About the 2020.
Couldn't that be 2020?
Yeah, well done, Councillor Whitby. We always put one to the written statement, and we used to promise Councillor Collins when he was here that he'd get a lollipop. We only want lollipop.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was unanimous, wasn't it?
Right, yeah. All in favour, thank you. Yeah. Right. 7, clerk's report. Right.
The letters sent for information, would you like to receive those?
Yeah.
Proposed Councillor Smith, seconded Councillor Knock.
All in favour? Everybody agrees with that,
Yeah. I think Councillor Latchley is sort of playing catch up at the moment, so if you just want to abstain for this first meeting, unless there's anything specific. Yeah, one abstention. Items for circulation and information. I've circulated 2 things to you tonight. One is the information on the way of St Hill, and a thank you, and 2 photographs of the boards that have been put in Whitby, which have got our town crest on, which we're very grateful to Hartlepool Borough Council for putting us on. And the second one is a media release from Scarborough Council about the town deal funding. There is a meeting on Saturday morning at the Coliseum, which is a visioning exercise. It's on from 10:30 in the morning till 4:30 in the afternoon, and we're trying to encourage as many people as possible to attend that. It's really, really important that we get, so everybody that you know, tell them all, go to your Coliseum on Saturday and give a view of what they would like to see happen in Whitby in the future, and their future view of Whitby. So,
is the event going to full 6 hours? Or
no, it's not in. Yeah.
Okay.
That's it for my items of circulation information. If we could just have a proposal second to receive those. Councillor Jackson.
Councillor Jones. All in favour? Yeah. Item 8. Letters received by the council.
Right, these are two new ones that came in that were actually very, very recent. Sorry, one item. It's the funding of bus services. I've had to bring it on because there's a very short time scale on it. There is some, I think it's £75,000 being made available through the county council, or to the county council, to fund bus services. It's not just for Whitby, it'll be for the whole of North Yorkshire, but it's about putting things forward that we think are needed in Whitby. Now, in the past, we've lost the Castle Park service, which was quite important, and also the Green Lane up to the Abbey car park that was run last year, where the car parks were closed. That proved to be very, very successful. If there are any others, that these are already things that we've talked about in the past, so if there are any others we can think of. Steinbaker. So the little bus that runs around Steinbaker has been lost out of yeah. I say it's a very short time scale for us just to get back to them, so anybody else got any thoughts? So if somebody would like to come over, Councillor Barnett?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a little bit of two crumbs off the table, but well we've had, if we can get our hands up, you know.
Yeah.
That's my point of view. When I first got involved, you know, we did actually manage to launch a campaign to save the coastline,
Yeah.
for instance, you know, which, you know, the town council played part in, and all the rest of it. So, you know, we really need to be a little bit sort of, okay, it's not a lot of money and it won't go a long way, you know. But, you know, our connectivity and, you know, the bus services are absolutely shocking. I know, because I use them. And therefore, you know, we need to say, all right, at last, they've said that, you know, there's going to be a little bit of money available. You know, and I think we should have a little bit of a sort of working group. I know the time scale is pretty tight here, right? But, you know, we can still rattle a few cages.
I think that will come slightly later. I think in the first instance they want our suggestions in for the areas that, and then they may come back to us for a bit more.
Yeah, but who's going to do that?
What, put the proposals in?
Yeah.
Me. If you tell me to.
Right.
If you tell me to.
Okay.
It's up to council to tell me what they want to do with this. And I've brought two forward that have been suggested in the past. Somebody else has brought another suggestion forward. Have you got any others that you'd like to bring?
Oh, we've got Castle Park and High Station.
Yeah, I've got Castle Park down, yeah.
I'd like to propose then that we write and suggest that these routes be reinstated.
Yeah,
All in favour? Item 9. Committee recommendations. Consider and make decisions on any recommendations arising from the committee meeting. Finance. X631/20, Real Governance Document. Proposed by Councillor Mrs Coughlin, seconded by Mrs Warren, unanimously recommended that the appropriate sections are updated on the terms of reference for Finance Policy and General Purpose Committee are submitted to full council for adoption. Can we have a close of that? Second, Councillor Jackson. All in favour? X632/20, My Town, Town Funding. Proposed by Councillor Stevens, seconded by Councillor Dalrymple, and unanimously recommended that the full council hold their own visioning meeting and suggestions for projects are put to the Town Assembly to encourage community involvement. I'll have a proposal for that.
we need to just talk about this a little bit, in that how we actually approach the visioning meeting. I think it would be a good idea to get Alex Richards from Scarborough to perhaps run the session for us, and it wouldn't be a council meeting as such, it would be a more informal thing. And again, the suggestion was to put them to the town assembly. Myself and Councillor Wilde have already met with a group called Whitby Lighthouse, who are quite keen on the early years education and parental support and everything like that. So we're trying to pull in as many ideas as we possibly can. So,
I know some suggestion that we have a relatively informal meeting, but as we may be required at some point in the future to justify what we've said, what is not to be an EGM,
yes.
as Colin suggested, so we can formally have an extra point.
Yeah, and you can make a decision at the end what you, that's absolutely fine. That's the proposal.
It is.
Yeah.
So can I just, will that allow members of the public to have their comments recorded?
Yes, because if we do it as an extraordinary meeting, we'll have public participation
Right,
on that.
because I think that
So we could suspend standing orders while we do the visioning, for want of a better word, and then we can reinstate standing orders at the end to clarify the projects and the main things that we have got that we feel need to be put forward. So Councillor not proposed.
Second,
Councillor Winston.
All in favour? And anybody against? No.
So we're doing this as an extraordinary meeting. And again, timescale is short. We need to have that within the next couple of weeks, I would have thought. So I'll get that organised.
S634/20, approval of payments, proposed by Councillor Winsfield, seconded by Mrs. Wilden, recommended that the schedule of payment up to 18th February 2020 in the sum of £20,992.15p as attached hereto to approved to payment and submitted to full council. Proposed, Councillor Kelly seconded. All in favour? Thank you. ESC 657/20, poppy wreaths. Moved by Councillor Winsby, seconded by Councillor Mrs. White, on recommendation that the draft policy for the removal of poppy wreaths from the wall memorial with the proposed amendment is submitted to full council for adoption. Any questions?
How do you choose which file to stay?
We would probably choose the town council one as one. But yeah, and then there's the services, probably the air force of Raycon, that sort of thing. And then when those get to look a bit shabby, then we'll just start bringing it out. So we usually...
I didn't want that.
Yeah.
Have to make that decision.
Yeah, I think Councillor Winston will be doing it.
I keep an eye on them, still amounts, if they get too bad, I'll take them away.
Yeah.
But I try and leave as many on as possible as I can, up until the end of middle of October, something like that.
Well, that's the January, so it looks like you...
No, it's the crossers.
The crosses, yeah.
It's the crossers that I think are taken away, James.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Okay. That's why I was asking the file.
We'll try and keep the wreath, at least some wreaths on all the time.
Councillor Knox?
I have no problem at all with the proposal that we have, but I do have an issue with one particular reason. I should have declared an interest in this at the start of the meeting. So with your permission, I'll write separately to you, Anne, with those issues so they can be taken forward appropriately, rather than take up time now.
Okay, fine.
Thank you, Councillor Knox. Item 10.
We've got to vote on that.
Carried away, let's go there. Proposer, seconder.
Councillor Knox, Councillor Knox.
All in favour? Thank you.
Just a nice mention of that.
Any abstentions on that?
Yeah, there was a councillor last week. It's just like catch up.
Right, item 10. Your vote, your say. To submit a corporate report from the Town Council on the SBC consultation circulated at last full council meeting. Could I just say something about that? I wonder if I could suggest, having read this in more detail, that we think that a corporate response will not have the impact that an individual response will have. What do people think about that? Because we're all...
I agree with you, because I think the corporate response is still going to far with all the others. I think, and looking through the form, I think an individual response is more appropriate. Because obviously everybody has their own thoughts and opinions on what article they make.
Having done the form online, it's not an easy document, and I think, I have put my own views forward, and also I think, if we did have a corporate response, I'd be in a position of having to, perhaps, I'd have to abstain against ones that I didn't agree with, and so I don't know how much use it would be moving forward. I would recommend that everyone should complete it individually, because I think that will have more impact than just one more organisation saying, this is what we think.
Can we make a response then, simply a statement that individual councillors will be responding individually, so that the Borough Council doesn't just think it's gone and being forgotten about?
We have a second.
I would second that.
Councillor John. All in favour? Anybody against?
I don't know, just go up previous item, so I don't have paperwork for it.
definitely.
Would you like to say that we reduced to 5 on...
In January.
In January.
Yeah, I've just read myself actually.
That's just a clarification.
Yeah.
That's why the question was asked, who can choose the 5 to stop there?
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
But we'll always try and keep 5 on right through to the following October.
Item 11, motion submitted by councillors.
The one on this one. Yeah, John was
Item 12, minutes. To confirm that an accurate record of the minutes of the following full council meeting and receive minutes of committee meetings, copy herewith.
Yeah, can I just, there's an amendment to these minutes that we have made. The application for co-option, we've got down that was actually proposed by Councillor Smith and seconded by Councillor Jenison. That was actually the letter of thanks to send to the 3 councillors, 3 retired councillors. The application for co-option was moved by Councillor Barnett and seconded by Councillor Derrick, that Councillor Brown was co-opted for Russet Ward. So on the copy to be signed by the Mayor, that is the amendment that we have put on that.
We're still taking on the problem, aren't we?
Yes.
Okay. All in favour? So item 8.
I'm not going to vote.
All the meeting of Whitby Town Council held 4th of February 2020. Have a proposal?
Well, no, second one. Right. Confirming that the ordinary meeting of Whitby Town Council held 4th of February is an accurate record now that we've made that amendment. And you're also receiving the minutes of Planning Committee meetings held 11th and 25th of February, Finance Policy and General Purpose Committee 18th of February, Parliament Auxiliary Committee 25th of February.
Right.
I'll move that.
All in favour?
Why not? What's that?
Councillor Jackson. You're running away with yourself. All in favour? Yeah. There's no abstention. Item 13. Members' report to receive reports from members nominated to represent the council on outside bodies. But the White House here branch meeting 6th of February 2020 from Councillor Jackson. I will just receive the report. Anybody any questions? No?
The only sort of obviously question I've got around this is obviously when I put the notes together, I just put some considerations and implications, but how we take those, I don't know.
Right, so you've got two at the end, serious minerals mines.
No, we've got one,
sorry.
3.1, so we've got...
Yeah, I've got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the planning committee to review guidance documents and submit comments suggested change back to the branch chair. That's that one. That was on planning enforcement. Awareness of this to the planning committee as it impacts WTC when received retrospective planning application. It's all about retrospective.
Yeah, so that.
So, would members like to propose that we take those actions?
Move that.
Yes. Councillor Lindsay. All in favour? Anyone against? No, abstention, yeah. And then, let the branch clerk know if there are any training requests, feedback on webinars. I've been circulating some of the stuff that's currently coming up, some councillors have expressed an interest in that. If you let me know if there's anything that you'd be interested in training that isn't in those, let me know, and then I can pass that back to the branch.
On that one, in some ways, because most of the sessions are full day sessions,
Yeah,
I'd much prefer the twilight sessions, it's very difficult.
yeah,
If you work in budgets, mainly Fridays and Saturdays, so if they could look at doing any twilight sessions, that would be fantastic.
right, I can take that one back. And as I say, if there's anybody that's particularly interested in a particular subject that they think the Oxford YLCA will be providing training on, then please let us know.
I looked at planning, but it's transport that went down, unless I was car show and somebody else that was going.
Yeah, it's difficult.
Yeah.
It was on a suitable day to give you a...
Yeah.
Was that the interest?
Yeah, I mean, I think Councillor Brown has put an forward to two training sessions. So that's the digital engagement and the flying start, which again might be something that somebody else is interested in. So I'm quite happy to give it in. Yeah, yeah. So feedback into me, and then I can book these things and feed into those, because we have still got some council training funding left in this financial year.
Yeah, I mean, I did also mention to
Don't forget
the YCLA about possibly doing some training during winter and autumn, because when they are at the moment, it's just very successful.
Yeah, so twilight and winter and autumn. I think we've only got the schedule up to October as yet, so they're probably wanting some feedback on this to be able to do things in the autumn. Yeah, to plan a review of GDPR, I'll put that on finance. And then, which town council is going to promote attendance and engagement in our town assembly, which committee working party should plan this. I think this was brought at the finance meeting, and we said about the town deal board, but there was something else as
We
well.
mentioned this last night, town development, around climate change.
Yes, the climate change agenda, yeah. So that's two things that we're suggesting for this year's town assembly.
We've got a tentative,
Councillor Harrison?
we've got a tentative date for the town assembly.
Off the top of my head, it's around about 17th of April. But if somebody can tell me what, if that's Tuesday, that would be the right date. 7th of April.
17th Friday.
No, it's not.
14th is Tuesday. 14th
No, it's not
April.
14th, it's the week after, it's the 21st. Yeah, so it's the 21st.
The day before Thursday.
Queen's birthday.
So yeah, so we've a couple of items there that we're going to the agenda for town assembly to try and get a few more people in, a bit more engaged with it. So, yeah, so can we receive transactions? Councillor Smith? Councillor Johnson? All in favour? Anybody against? Well, that's not
Item 14, flooding awareness, standing item. Here, size of 5.5 metres, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 25th and 26th of March 2020. Could I have a proposer to accept this? Councillor Whitby, Councillor Jackson. All in favour? That's it. Thank you very much for attending. Nice to see you all. We've got your all the time.